Volkswagen claims their Golf R competes with the Subaru STI and the Mitsubishi Evo.
But the stats put it closer to the standard WRX. So we brought a Subaru WRX
and a Mitsubishi Evo MR
to see where this car fits and who it's for.
One of the only real strikes you can give against the normal GTI is the fact that it's not all-wheel drive, and you kind of wish it was a little more powerful. So this is your car.
The 2012 Golf R. It doesn't say Golf anywhere on this car. It's just R.
It comes from the long tradition of the Golf R32, which was a V6 and all-wheel drive. This is not a V6.
This is smaller displacement than the R32, and it's got a wicked turbo on it, producing 256 horsepower.
This 50 horsepower boost over the GTI is what the car needed.
The engine is completely gutless until the turbo wakes up. Once it does, it's fine. But I thought we got rid of this plague called turbo lag. I mean, we live in the future, right?
That horsepower boost kind of gives this car more of an effortless feel. It's not trying to do all the things you'd like to do. It doesn't have to work as hard to go fast, or to pass people, or to just make you smile.
When that turbo starts blowing, yes, it's fast. But you can feel that German personality. You can feel that I'm holding back. And I don't know why. I'm somebody that likes understatement, but I'd like it to be a little bit more interesting. It looks too close to a regular GTI. Except for those twin center pipes, there's not a lot of information telling you that this is a different car.
Oh, but there's lots of R badges. I mean, you can't overlook that. It's just to let you know, by the way, not a normal GTI.
Because of this turbo, the whole front end is just a giant intake. I mean, it's just slats sucking air in.
It's got LED running lights. It's got lights up front that turn a little bit into the corner. Very subtle things. But the way that the hatch opens, the amount of room in the back, all of those things are the same as they were on any other GTI you've seen.
I just want it to be more purposeful. I just want it to do more.
When you get in the interior, it is everything you liked about the GTI interior at the top levels of options. You can see and feel your money being spent well in here. All of the seam gaps are great. Everything fits together very nice. Almost everything you would ever touch is a soft plastic or a soft leather.
The interior kicks the other two cars right in the teeth. If I could make a perfect blend of all three of these cars, it would definitely have this interior. The seats are supportive. Like, the driving position is great for a lot of different types of drivers.
Of course, there's a lot of good leg room just behind me here, which is the same as the normal GTI. The place where the Golf R starts to shine is when you start to think about it in relation to the normal GTI. This is a more capable version of the standard GTI. You still have all the really great build, you have all the really nice interior. It's just you lose some of that understeer scrub that the standard GTI gets when you push it pretty hard. And to be honest, it's a front-wheel drive car that can send power to the back wheels when it's needed. This is not a lockdown all-wheel drive like the other two we brought. This is only all-wheel drive when it senses a problem. So most of the time, you're just driving a front-wheel drive car.
Now, I drove this car at a track recently, and I kept thinking to myself, when is that all-wheel drive stability feeling gonna kick in? And it never did. Doesn't Volkswagen have the Audi guys to go consult? I mean, they know a lot about Quattro, right? I want this car to grip the earth, and it just doesn't. It feels like it's kind of lightly skittering over the asphalt.
The 4Motion all-wheel drive does come into play when you start to push pretty hard, where you would normally get understeer or torque steer from the standard GTI. That's when this system throws power to the rear wheels and actually makes it a little more neutral.
But it's difficult to feel, when's the car gonna start to rotate? When's that back end gonna start to come around? When I'm really getting into it, it's vague.
It's soft. for road compliance, so it's got a little bit of body roll, but that doesn't mean it can't take corners fast. You just have to learn how this car likes to dance. It doesn't crump, it swings.
Don't get me wrong, it's not bad, and it's sure a lot of fun. But I can really start to feel it push. I've got to dial in more steering as I go around a corner.
If you take the time to learn this car and get a feel for the kind of performance car that it is, you realize it's a performance car for grown-ups. This is about all the performance and technology and all-wheel drive that most people are ever going to need on a canyon road. The problem that I have is that when it comes to driving, I'm still a child.
I'm coming away very mixed. I like the Golf. I like German engineering. I want to like this car more. It drives great. It's a lot of fun. It seems very sporty until you compare it to the WRX and the Evo.
Pitting this car against the Evo and the STI is like taking a high school state runner and putting him in the Olympics. Nobody said the kid's not fast. He's just not up to the task of competing with the big boys.
I want this car to cost less or do more. I want to get out of this car after driving it hard and thinking, wow, I didn't know the Golf R could do that. But I'm not.
Ultimately, this is the best GTI that your money can buy. A little more power, same levels of refinement, slightly angrier styling just to let you know you've got something a little bit unique. This is a wonderful variation of the GTI.
So I came into this thinking, German car, I'm a German car enthusiast, or
So
bigot.
you want me to guess how that's going to go, don't you?